So I am doing a little review on some wheels I bought about 2 years ago. They are from Amazon. They're probably some of the cheapest carbon fiber wheels that you can get. They are I think they're listed as Queen Bike right now. Queen Bike carbon fiber rims. These are the 50 millimeter version. So this is the front and back. Rear, front. Altogether, these weigh out to about 1,630 grams, so they're not the lightest carbon fiber wheels you can get, but they're also some of the cheapest carbon fiber wheels you can get. So far, I haven't had any serious problems with these, not any more than any other wheels. I had another pair. I got hit by a car. They were not carbon fiber, but they were an aluminum pair. And after I got reimbursed for those wheels, I decided, $350 is something that I'd be willing to put down on some good wheels. I wanted carbon fiber wheels for a while, so I kind of just made the jump, went for it, and purchased these. Got about 4,000 miles on these. As far as issues with them, I've only ridden probably 2 or 3 pairs of carbon fiber wheels, so I'm not gonna lie, can't pretend like I'm really experienced with carbon fiber wheels, but these are a little more flexy than a really nice pair. I have had a broken spoke nipple at one point, actually right here, this one, and all I did was replace the spoke nipple and the thing was fine. Can you see that? Yeah. Rear wheel comes out to 896 grams and the front wheel comes out to 735. So that's about the weight you should be getting. That's without skewers, without a cassette on. They're good wheels for $350. They improve the look of your ride. At the time, I would say I got a little bit faster overall. I would see my speeds go up about half a mile an hour to a mile an hour over 100 miles. So they've been ridden through everything. Rail trails, like light gravel, I've taken them on some real solid gravel roads, like big old pieces of gravel, and they held up. I've taken them through city streets, potholes. I've smashed them into a couple curbs a couple times. I've done lots of bunny hops and jumping over things. I'm about 220 pounds, and these have held up so far. Like I said, one broken spoke nipple, replaced it, it was fine. The only other issue I've found, and this just recently happened, this cassette spindle. It's a spindle that holds your cassette on. I don't know if it's made out of aluminum or something really soft, but this cassette's stuck right now. It seems to have dug itself in. Cassette has into the spindle, and it's right now it's stuck. So I'm gonna try to manhandle this thing to get it off. But this is the first time I've seen this. These are a year and a half old, so I'm really surprised that this is an issue, because this is the first time I've ever had this issue with any pair of wheels. I just want to give you guys a look at what kind of happened here. So this is obviously some soft metal, which is not good, but those things just dug themselves in. You can see that. Looks like there were about 4 of them stuck. So I'm gonna end up using this again. I don't know how that fell off. But yeah, that's a problem, and that's something I didn't know was a problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and weigh these out. This has still got one of those like spacers on it, so you could probably reduce this by 5 grams or so. But here's our scale. Let's just kind of balance it on top. It's about 896. So this is the front, and there's no skewers on this. About 730, 732. Yeah, so that's the issue with these. That's the first time I've ever had a problem like that. It's really dug in. So the first, I guess, 4 or 5 pieces of the cassette, you call them, they're not chain rings, but those were hard to get off. I had to kind of pry them off, twist them around, get the whole thing, to come off, and then I eventually got everything off. But that's an issue that I didn't think I would run into, and I had not noticed previously. You know, I've heard of laminate problems on the like rim brake part, because these are rim brake wheels, and I've been told that this starts to come off. I haven't had that issue yet. The pads that they sent with these, the carbon fiber pads, they were blue and they would start to stain this whole thing blue, so you might want to replace that immediately. That's what I did, and they look a lot better. You know, you don't have blue stains coming all over them. You know, for $350, it's about as cheap as you're gonna find carbon fiber wheels. Now, they are made in China. I can't speak of all the components, the hubs. I've heard good and bad things about them. The front hub seems to be good. I haven't, hub, bearings, whatever. Haven't had any issues with that. The rear, it's loud, and other people have had issues after about 10,000 miles. Yeah, this is, you hear how loud that is. It was actually a little bit louder when I first got them. I checked inside, they are greased, so it's just a loud freewheel. Maybe we call that freewheel? I don't think it's really a freewheel. Anyway, I mean, they've held up over some crazy gravel, cobbles. They feel softer overall. If you've never ridden carbon fiber wheels and you've ridden aluminum or steel your whole life, to switch to carbon fiber, the sound is different. It kind of is more of a whooshing sound, you know, it sounds awesome. Everyone comments on it when they hear it. The ride is a lot smoother. It will mute out all those little tiny bumps that you would normally feel. It's like little jerks, and you know, smooths it out. I can't say they necessarily feel faster, but they are pretty lightweight. When you're at speed, especially a big guy like me, and for a while I was riding these at about 230. I'm down to like 218 now, but still a big guy. And to be on these kind of rims, you know, they'll flex a little bit more for bigger guys, for sure. But they've held up really well, and I was kind of surprised by that because I didn't think they would hold up so well. Overall, they're good rims, and I've heard issues. I've heard of a couple stories of these things blowing out. Both of those reviews weren't verified purchases that I saw on Amazon, so I don't know for sure whether that's even legit. You know, they come direct from China. The hub, rear hub especially, I can't vouch for. I've heard good and bad things. I heard they were Powerway hubs. Don't know anything about that. You know, I just know they're loud. They haven't otherwise had any problems other than that cassette spindle jammed in, you know, the cassette being jammed into the spindle. And here's why. You can see the cassette here. This bottom part, very thick. You know, there's lots of room, lots of surface area for this part of the cassette to latch onto the spindle. But these smaller ones, real thin, they just dig in. So you've got about 4 notches on this spindle where these dug in, and I had to slowly kind of pry them all back, and that's not any fun. If you're looking for some carbon fiber rims and of decent quality, decent enough that you're going to be able to use them for the next few years, if you're not, you know, 300 pounds, because these are a little flexy, probably more so than some of those more expensive rims, I would purchase them. For sure, they're going to make your bike, well, you got the, you know, visual factor. They're going to make your bike look better, for sure. They're going to make you faster on the flats. You know, you're going to feel those crosswinds. That's something that I've noticed. Even as a big guy, you'll still feel those crosswinds blowing you side to side. Great for climbing. Wouldn't necessarily take them up real hilly courses, you know. You might want to stick with disc brakes for that, because rim brakes, especially on this carbon fiber material, probably going to produce a lot of heat. I generally ride flat areas, you know. I'm in a valley. Cumberland Valley is very flat, so generally, you know, 1,000 feet of elevation is about as much as these get in maybe 50 miles. You know, if you're someone who's ridden $2,000 rims and you're switching to these, you may not like them. And if you can afford $2,000 rims, you know, go for it. Absolutely. You've got all that research and development behind them where you know that they're going to be safe. There's probably good quality controls in place. These are directly from China. they ship them to the United States and then they sell them from the United States, so you get them a little quicker. But yeah, these are Chinese rims, probably from a company that used another company's carbon fiber mold and just put them together. But overall, they're good quality. If someone's looking for carbon fiber rims, I have to I have to recommend them because I haven't had any serious issues with them so far. So if you like this review, subscribe to my channel, give it a like. Anything helps. And, appreciate you guys watching. Thanks.